Ranking Media in association with boxer Caoimhín Agyarko. Finally home. I bet that feels nice hearing that.
Yeah, it does. It's unreal to be back in home soil, fighting in Ireland again. I've obviously not fought in Dublin as a professional. I've only fought in Belfast once as a professional, and yeah, the last time I fought here was 2018 in my last amateur tournament. So yeah, it's great to be back on home soil fighting again.
Just explain to a lot of the English people, they'll be a little bit ignorant to the whole Dublin Belfast thing. Like, what does it mean for somebody whose origins are Belfast to be fighting in Dublin?
Oh, listen, this is the capital, in it, so it's great to be fighting in Dublin. Do you know what I mean? This boxing hasn't been in Dublin for a very, very long time, so it's good to be a part of this event. But obviously, I want to headline shows in Belfast. That's the dream. That's the goal.
You did the press conference today with your opponent. We spoke about him a few weeks ago in your gym, and you revealed something today that you didn't mention then, that you bust his eye. Was that psychological? Were you saving it for this moment?
Yeah, you know what? It was whenever he said that it was 50, like he mentioned first about sparring, he said it was 50-50, so I had to let him know that it wasn't 50-50, do you know what I mean? I broke your eye socket. How can you tell me that's a 50-50 spar?
And he seemed to play it down quite well. So, just explain to us, if it was 50-50, how you ended up breaking his eye socket, and what happened after that.
No, listen, I'm not going to sit and say that I absolutely schooled him in sparring, but I definitely wouldn't say they were 50-50 spars. I definitely got the better of him in sparring. Listen, it was 3 years ago, so I take nothing away from it. It was a bit of crack today at the public workout, but I was just letting him know. Listen, 3 years ago when I was only a year or two into the pro game, was a long time ago when I did that to you then. Do you know what I mean? I'm an experienced pro now. I've fought title fights. I've had 3 title fights. You know what I mean? I've done 10 rounders. I've been fighting, do you know what I mean, unbeaten opponents. So just letting them know that I'm a lot better than I was then.
Any psychological thing on your part where you're wanting to make sure no one's forgot about you, so you've got to make a statement and realistically look to stop this guy in devastating fashion, because it's been that long since you've been in the ring?
Yeah, I've mentioned that I feel like the forgotten fighter, but I don't. That won't play into my performance Saturday night. My performances will always be dictated on how I feel for fight week, for camp, and that's seek and destroy at all costs, get the win. Whether I look pretty, whether it's a messy scrap, whether first and foremost the most important thing is to get the win, and I will do that no matter what. But I want to do it in spectacular style. I want to do it. I want to get the knockout. Do you know what I mean? I've went the distance the last 2 times, and I want to start that KO train again. Do you know what I mean? I want to put on a good performance back home finally in Dublin. So yeah, my home fans are going to be here, so I want to give them a special night.
And just a quick mention on Scott Fitzgerald, who's also at your weight. I don't know if you saw the story yesterday. I think it broke, where he's been prisoned for 6 months, so I think it might be longer, for some issues outside the ring. Does that kind of remind you as well the things boxers can kind of get themselves tied up in?
Yeah, listen, boxing's it's a tough sport, and mentally it's very tough, and some of the fighters, whether they have issues outside the ring or whatever's going on and getting big paydays, it kind of can throw you off your game. And listen, I feel sorry for Scott. I hope he's been in prison, so hopefully he does his time and he wises up, and he gets himself clean, and he can kind of push on with his life and put this all behind him. I do feel sorry for him, because he was a very talented fighter, a very good fighter, and obviously whatever was going on behind closed doors affected him mentally. And yeah, it's sad to see, but that's another aspect of boxing. It's everyone sees the lights and the big shows and whatever else, but don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
And I know you've always got a good eye on the heavyweight division. No doubt you'll have seen Tyson Fury's Instagram posts today. Have you seen them?
I actually didn't. I've tried staying off my phone today. I seen someone posted or retweeted. I didn't get to listen to it or watch it. But what was it about?
I'll just play it to you. We'll just do it live and see what you think. Is back on form, and obviously calling everyone out.
And here's the challenge. I challenge Frank Warren to get me a fight in the northwest of England anytime soon. July, August, whenever you're ready, Frank, I'll be ready. Let's do it at a football stadium, not a problem. Get me an opponent, and I'm knocking him the fuck out, Frank. There you go, Frank Warren. Make it happen, Frank. Because the big guns, so-called big dogs, don't want no fucking smoke until December. And I'm ready to fight now. Come on!
He goes on, and then there's another thing he put out as well. He said, can't wait to knock out this little rat bastard, cowardly, yellow, ugly, buggy-eyed bum. Talking about Usyk.
Tyson Fury for you, innit? Tyson Fury for you. Listen, he plays the game well, and do you know what? I respect what he's done in the game. I respect the champion that he is. I respect how good he is. He's definitely an unbelievable talented fighter. You don't be a heavyweight champion if not. But he just plays too many games and demands too much, and just make the fights happen. Do you know what I mean? Stop the talking. Talk during the press conferences and the build up. Don't talk before the fights are made. So yeah, listen, we all know Usyk wants to fight regardless. Usyk wants to fight, so I think he needs to quit the act and sign the contract, both of them.
Top man, Kevin, embrace the moment and enjoy Saturday night. It's been interesting seeing your journey, and I think years ago when we spoke, you said, I want to fight at home, I want to fight at home. I know this isn't exactly home, but it's as close as you can get for now.
Oh, listen, Dublin, I spent, obviously, amateur for 15 years. I won my first national title 14, so I've been coming down to Dublin since I was 14, boxing in the Irish squad, living down here Tuesday to Friday every week, training on the national team. So it's like my second home. It was my second home for a very long time, so it's an honour to be in Dublin fighting. It's an honour to be fighting on a massive card like this, and especially with three of my teammates, sorry, Paddy Donovan, Gary Cully, and Thomas Carty. So I mean, me and Gary shared rooms many a times in multi-nation tournaments and stuff like that. So it's great to share the card with Emmons, and we all dreamt of moments like this, and we're doing it together.
Kevin, all the best, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.